Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 101 of Yes Have Some Podcast. My name is Craig Goldberg. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for last week's 100th episode celebration. I'm feeling good.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you mostly to Jacob Walsh.
For contributing to...
And also, thanks for Jake's parents for having sex. Making him.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let me text my mom.
Yeah, let her know.
Abby, have you ever...
Craig says thanks.
Have you ever texted your parents and thanked them for having sex?
No, but I will for the show if you want me
Tonight's the episode.
Yeah,
Tonight's the night. All right.
Actually, you know
Mom.
what? No thanks.
No.
Because this world is tough. If they would have just not had sex, I would have never have to deal with the stress of Star Wars and Ghostbusters.
You're saying that I started those things?
Not you, my parents.
Oh, your parents. Oh, okay.
And Jake, too. Okay. Fuck you, Jake.
Sorry.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 101 of Yes Have Some Podcast. Also, not fuck you, Jake.
Yeah.
Not fuck you, parents.
I'm glad we're here.
We're glad.
Yeah, it's good.
We're all happy to be here.
I just wish death upon myself.
Yeah, that was a dark open for 101.
Hey.
This episode started dark.
Yeah.
Real
quick.
Yeah, it's like The Last Jedi.
Whew. We just threw that out, like the rule book. We just tossed it off the island.
Listen, all I'm saying is we've had a lot of fun, but it's time to start taking things a little bit serious around here.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
I would rather be more serious.
I'd rather be... Remember? Serious podcast.
It's time for a change. It's time
Politics.
for a change.
Yeah.
People want politics.
Mostly
this
politics.
town needs an enema.
Abigail.
Yes?
How are you?
I'm very good. I don't need an enema.
Yeah.
I'm having a good night. I kind of regret saying that. But yeah, I'm having a good night.
I don't need an enema. I'm having a great night.
It's out there now.
It's now
in the
out.
world, Abby.
I know.
You can't take it back.
Came out. Okay, good. Well,
Yeah.
Do you guys ever,
for the record,
do you guys ever sit around and you realize, like, oh, we've been recording our lives for the last, 2 years, and it's like, it's like a time capsule or like a diary almost of like what all three of us have done every week for the past 2 years, and that's weird.
It's scary.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I used to keep a diary. I still kind of do. So I think it's special.
Yeah.
You can look back and
it's
listen
cool.
to episodes.
No, yeah, it's cool for sure.
Yeah, remember stuff.
I think it's crazy, and I hope nobody ever listens and finds out.
Wait, people are listening?
Yeah. If anybody finds that we're doing this, it's going to be a major problem. No, welcome everybody. Abigail Gardner, Jacob Walsh. I'm Craig Goldberg. Thank you so much to everybody for checking us out this week. We got a lot. I feel like this is one of those weeks where last week was all about 100th episode and reminiscing. We took a pause to kind of take a look backwards, but now we have a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. We've got
the news doesn't stop.
Right. The news doesn't stop for us. It should. I'm mad that it didn't.
It never stops.
But thank you to everybody for checking out our 100th episode. All the new listeners, all the old listeners, we very much appreciate it. And thanks for signing up for Yes Have Some Group Therapy. We've had a lot of fun discussion. I don't even know if we want to go there yet, but a little movie called Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom has been released internationally. And the fact that there's all these people who listen to our show who are seeing it,
dude,
and talking about it,
fucking,
it's very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I follow someone, a friend of mine lives in France, and in her story today, she was posting her ticket for seeing it, and I, responded to her story, and I was like, oh my god, so jealous, and as soon as I said that, I regretted it, because I was like, no, she's gonna now text me back, and she's gonna, spoil it, but then I was like, no spoilers, please don't, say anything, and she didn't, which was respectful, but
that's good.
I'm very
she was
jealous
like,
of
oh
her.
yeah, no spoilers? Fuck you, it just spoils the whole movie.
Fuck you, everybody's dead, Grant comes back,
Grant comes back and kills everybody.
Yeah,
God,
no, she did.
That would be the
she
movie
said that she liked it, so that's a positive.
Well, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But before we get going with this fuck budget this week, it's a specific. I call it the Trailer Park fuck budget because we've got a lot of new trailers. Does anybody know why there were so many trailers released this week and they're still coming? I'm not quizzing you.
Is it?
I just was wondering if you knew why. Yeah.
I don't know. All I can think of is maybe just because it's you're starting to hit those peak summer.
Yeah.
It's right at the time where movies are a big deal. This is the big, all
big
the blockbusters.
Push. Yeah,
come
the
out
blockbusters
right
are coming out.
So maybe it's even though the trailers are a completely different thing. maybe it's not. Maybe it's a trailer thing.
Maybe it's a
Wait, it's a trailer thing.
maybe it's a trailer thing.
Abby, remember a few minutes ago when you were like, "I regret saying that"?
Yeah, and then Jake was like,
That's like-
maybe it's the trailer's choice to come out during this week.
Hey,
It's National Coming Out Trailer Week.
yeah. Listen,
They get
trailers.
to choose
I want to talk to
do
you.
whatever they want.
I want to talk to you, trailers.
Hey, trailers? It's okay, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to...
Even if your parents say no, we say yes. You come out and you show yourself. Now, here's the thing.
This week.
If you
Yes,
suck,
have some.
if those trailers suck, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
No, it's
We'll be
okay.
honest.
It's okay if they want to suck.
Yeah,
It's
as
their
long as-
choice.
Also,
Hey, as long as the movie
We're cutting
doesn't
this
suck.
whole bit.
it's your thing.
This
No,
is a
no,
bit.
this
we're
is the
going,
best
we're
bit
going,
we've
we're
ever
going.
done.
It's got-
101.
There we go. All right, so we're going to get into these trailers. If you haven't signed up yet, facebook.com/yeshavesome. Cast is our official Facebook page. Group Therapy is the official discussion group of Yes Have Some. You can get on there, join the group, and it's a lot of fun because we talk about the movies, we talk about trailers, we talk about toys, we have a really good time, and there's a whole lot of shit talking going on. That's what we do best, and I feel like our avid listeners are the ones who do the more shit talking than us.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all like cut from the same cynical cloth, and we all need money and collectibles, and
Hey,
I like
Jacob
it.
Walsh isn't cynical. He just tells the truth.
Dude, he's honest.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Jake, do you... Actually, hold on. We should talk about this for a second.
Okay.
Jake,
Okay.
over the last couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, do you need to defend yourself? Do you need to come out and set the record straight? I feel like you're a positive guy.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe most of the time I am, but I think it can happen. I don't think it's specifically me. I think a lot of times when something is loved by a lot of people and then one person doesn't like it, they might get mad at that person or call that person grumpy or something like that.
But like,
they have a different opinion.
But listen, when we talk about, it's not, guys, I've been around Jake. If he's at a birthday party and there's a birthday cake, he's happy about the cake. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not standing in the corner going, man, I fucking hate cake. And I hate birthdays. And most of all, I hate all of you. Like, he's a...
Right.
He wants to have fun. Well, the way I think about it is that... the way I think
He
about
wants
it is...
to have fun.
Well, if we're talking... Are we talking about The Last Jedi? Because I feel like we are. Like, I feel like I wanted to like...
Solo.
Or Solo.
Yeah.
Okay, any of these. Either of these. I feel like both you and I, Jake, wanted to like these movies more than we did, and we're kind of bummed out by that. But that doesn't make you a cranky person. Like, you wanted to like it. I know you, and I think you have a big heart deep down, you know.
Who cares?
in
We
there.
all care.
So
Listen,
I think that, I don't think
if
you're
there's
a cranky
one thing
guy.
you can say about Yes Have Some is if we don't like something, we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, you call us and tell us not to, then we'll fucking...
And then we gotta stop.
Yeah, we gotta
Then
stop.
we will stop talking about it.
All
Probably.
right. Well, let's move on. We got a lot of trailers to cover. I'm feeling good. Actually, no, I'm feeling great because I don't know. It's Star Wars Celebration's coming up. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot going on, and I can't handle it. And I normally, in years past, I would be stressed about it, but I'm just feeling positive about everything. I don't know about you. I can't speak for everyone.
No, I feel like it's the beginning of summer, and there's like a lot of things planned for the next couple
about
weeks
to eat
and
fruit
months.
snacks?
We're breaking into our fruit snacks.
You know, I feel like we have a long tradition here on Yes Have Some of snacks and drinks. Jake, what's your drink of choice tonight?
I am drinking a half and half iced tea lemonade.
Oh, you're talking about Arnold Palmer?
Yeah, exactly. That it literally says that on the. But I'm drinking it out of my Jurassic World sippy cup thing.
I like that.
Getting in the spirit. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So here's the situation. There's a lot of trailers coming out. All the summer blockbusters are hitting. They're starting to promote all the movies that are going to be being released in the fall and the winter, and obviously next year. So we kind of wanted to do our fuck budget this week. You know, the special little segment where we take 5 topics, break them down, allocate our fucks to the best of our ability. You only got 10 fucks to give, and you got to split them up, and you can't overspend. Because what happens, Abby, if you spend too many fucks?
You're all out of fucks.
Nobody
you still
knows.
Fuck without fucks, and that's all I have.
There's no consequences to this game.
No, nobody knows because we never done it.
You get kicked off the podcast.
You're done.
Time out.
Abby,
Yes.
you're done.
You're done.
You're voted off the show. It's like
Yeah.
Survivor. It's
No,
like
I always
making
make
it
sure that I don't run out of fucks.
There you
so,
go.
Never go negative.
Good
There you
idea.
go. There you
Jake's
go.
been known to overspend on his fucks, but that's okay.
I have.
Yeah. We had to send him some
It's
overdraft.
because you care, though, so...
Overdraft fuck
I'm in.
fees.
You should see my. Yeah, I'm in debt now.
You should see the bills I've been collecting.
Yeah.
So cool. We got a bunch of trailers. We picked 5, and we're going to have Abby and Jake tell us how much they care about each one by allocating their fucks. It's time for the Yes Have Some fuck budget.
Bow, bow.
Abby's just...
I'm gonna smash the bank.
What are you doing? I like it. Tell me, describe what you're doing to our
Like,
audience.
I was making it rain for
Oh.
a minute, and then I was, like, imagining there was a piggy bank in front of me and that I had a mallet.
Is that what happens at strip clubs? They make it rain?
Yeah, it's been
I
a
would
long
like
time for me.
What if somebody could actually make rain happen, and that's what he did at a strip club just to piss everybody off?
It's like a real rainmaker.
Like a rain.
That's like some X-Men mutant. That's his power.
Yes.
Oh wait, like Storm.
I make it rain inside a strip
No,
club
not
specifically.
Storm. Discount Storm.
All
Thunder.
she can do is make it like drizzle.
Yeah, that's her name. Drizzle.
Drizzle.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
But
like
it's
that
not
too.
Storm's distant cousin, Drizzle.
Yeah,
Drizzle?
but not played by Holly Berry. It's like.
I was gonna say Snoop Dogg.
Oh!
Oh!
That's better.
That is a really... Oh, wait.
Hey, Snoop Dogg is a major character in my life.
I'm gonna have other fruit snack in honor of him.
I went to the Up and Smoke tour in 2000 and something.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Snoop Dogg at the Project Revolution tour
Okay.
with Linkin Park and Korn.
Represent, man.
Who
I
was
have never seen
Who
him.
was the best that night?
Who was the best? It wasn't Snoop Dogg.
Hey, it
like that
wasn't
you're
Linkin
honest.
Park though. Korn is great.
Yeah, I mean, Korn used to be like my favorite band. That's basically why I went to the show.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys, it's time for the fuck budget. Korn will not be involved. Maybe one week we'll do new metal fuck budget.
Dude, let's do that. Hey,
You know,
Jonathan Davis just came out with a solo album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Jonathan Davis: A Korn Story.
It's okay.
It's just okay.
Yeah, we'll do a new metal fuck budget. It'll be Korn, Limp Bizkit, System of a Down, Stained,
Okay.
and then some local band nobody's ever heard of.
Cover band?
I like this
I like
idea.
that idea.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we got 5 trailers. We wanted to break them down. We wanted to allocate our fucks. Are you all ready?
Yes.
This is like rapid fire trailer reviews because too many of them are happening at once. We just got to get the good vibes going. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna steal one of Abby's fruit snacks,
Cool.
and here we go. Number 1, Phil Lord, Chris Miller. I think the Lego Movie 2. Chris Pratt reprising his role. Obviously, the first Lego Movie was a giant hit. I know I liked it. Trailer came out this week. Abigail Gardner, when it comes to the Lego Movie 2, I don't think that's the official title. Chapter 2, Part 2? What's it
No,
called?
it's like
It's got like a silly title. I'm
the
going to look it up.
second one.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like a
classic.
redundant title thing.
The second part, I think, is what it is. I don't know.
When it comes to
Something
the Lego
silly.
Movie sequel trailer,
Oh, the second part.
how many fucks do you give Abigail Gardner?
Me, personally, I give 2 fucks to this trailer, and that's because this trailer is cute, and it made me laugh. And I liked the first movie, so I'm very down with the trailer. I thought that, it looks delightful. So, I mean, I have no problem with Phil Lord or Chris Miller or Chris Pratt or Elizabeth Banks. And Will Arnett's in it, too. So, yeah, it's going to be funny, and it looks like interesting subject matter. I like that
Is
the
Will
Lego
Arnett
world
doing
is
Lego
like
Batman in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's classy.
Yeah, I like that, like, the world is all destroyed and stuff. I thought that was cool, and, like, everybody's all the pieces are intermingled and shit. So it looks interesting and funny and entertaining, so I give it 2 fucks, and I'm gonna see it.
Before we move on to Jake, what was your opinion of the first Lego Movie?
I remember liking it a lot.
Okay.
I think it was
But
very
you haven't
funny.
revisited it.
No, I never revisited it, but it had a really good heart, and I remember specific scenes and, like, the double-decker couch, and, like, I thought that Chris Pratt's little Lego character was pretty charming, so
Yeah.
I liked it.
Lego Batman was the one I liked. So I'm glad Will Arnett said it.
Yeah.
Jacob Walsh, how many fucks do you give?
I gave it 1. I gave it 1 fuck. I did like the first movie. I didn't see it for a very long time. And I just wasn't... I didn't have any reason for not seeing it. I just didn't really care.
Okay.
But I watched it, and I thought it was great. It's very funny.
It is very funny. That was the time when, like, that was the year, it had to be like 2014. We were in the middle of the Chris Pratt evolution.
Yeah. Revolution.
He was everywhere.
It was like, hey, that guy from Parks and Rec, he's going to be in...
He's doing everything
It's like
right
in a
now.
Marvel movie, some weird one. There's like a talking fox.
Yeah, it's 2014.
There's like a Lego movie, which sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a new Jurassic... and then all of a sudden it was like Chris Pratt was everywhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere, yeah. I thought the first one was really funny. The trailer for this one, it's fine. I didn't look at the trailer of this and be like, oh, this looks like it's as funny as the first one. I didn't think that, but also it's just a trailer, you know. So, I'll go see this movie. I didn't see the first one in theaters. I saw it like on Netflix or something, but I'll go see this.
Yeah. It'll be interesting too because Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Oh, did they? You know what? They're not doing this one. I'll have to do some more research on that.
Okay. Is this one of those that we're going to have to cut and change?
No, I'm not cutting anything.
That was part of my reasoning, so I will take that out then.
No, we're not taking
Or
it
I'll
out.
acknowledge it. I'll just acknowledge.
It's called a redaction.
I'll redact it.
Maybe they're producing it, but they didn't write and direct it.
Okay.
It looks like. But they wrote and directed the next movie on our trailer list.
Okay.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The second trailer was released today for the Sony Animation Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse. I know I'm not part of the fuck budget, but I'm not going to lie. I thought it looked amazing. I loved the first trailer. This one, obviously, we got some more dialogue, some more insight into the story. It looks fucking wild. Jake, what'd you think of this, man?
It looks great. I gave it 2 fucks. And I would have given it more, but I wanted to spread my fucks around in a different way. But it does look really great. I've always liked Spider-Man. I've always thought he's really fun. He's got some really good villains to play around with, and the fact that this movie is like a bunch of different, Spider-Men and women, it looks really fun. The animation looks amazing, and I wish they were doing this kind of thing for more Marvel characters. Like I would be completely fine with like an entire animated Marvel universe that's separate from the live action. Like I don't know why people don't like going and seeing, and you don't like get as many animated films, and I would watch the fuck out of these. Like this looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially theatrically, you get a lot that are like direct to DVD and that kind of stuff.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
But the just the animation style alone, it looks. This is the kind of movie where I'm like, I want to see this on the biggest screen possible. In 3D.
It looks so fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's like moments like within it where they like freeze and it looks like the whole thing becomes like a splash page and like the animation pops out and like changes colors and it looks like it just looks cool as fuck. Also, if I'm going, I gave it 3 fucks because this looks
that's a lot of fucks.
Looks really good. Yeah. I don't really have that big of an investment in Spider-Man other than I liked Spider-Man Homecoming and I think that Peter Parker's cool, and cute, and interesting. So. But this is Miles. What's his last name?
Miles Morales.
Morales, yeah. That's all new to me, but it looks like I like that it's in a different universe and a different I don't know.
Well, I think by going into like a universe that's not beholden to what we're seeing in the MCU, or it's probably separate. They're probably just taking from.
What it looks like is something is happening in this movie where the universes are
because
you're
they're
getting them
crossing
all
over.
Right.
It's crossing over something.
It's a multiverse.
I think we like that. So I'm into that.
It's a multiverse.
I thought it was cool. I thought the dynamic between him and the other. I'm assuming that's Peter Parker, and he's talking about how he's like not liquid. Like the jokes all. So it's weird.
Yeah,
in
that
trailers,
was funny.
The jokes in trailers a lot of the times just don't work because they're so out of context. But like I laughed out loud watching the trailer. Mm-hmm. But the thing I keep coming back to is like just the animation looks incredible, and I'm not like an animation buff. Like honestly, I have a long history of falling asleep during cartoons and animated movies. I don't know why. Abby, you had a theory about that. What's your theory about that?
I have a feeling that you you watched a lot of cartoons as you fell asleep, and you also had the TV on a lot as you slept. So I think it's just like a weird,
like a
triggering thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know I watched a lot more of animation, I think, than you did, and I think I enjoy it more, and I don't fall asleep when I'm watching.
Like when I was a kid, I watched mostly like I always wanted to watch like Terminator and Demolition Man.
I wasn't allowed to, so I watched cartoons, and I would try to get to cartoons that had more adult themes or that were like more like graphic or like Cartoon Network style or Nicktoons. So.
But this looks fucking awesome, man.
This looks very.
This
very
one
good.
looks like the kind of. I think it's going to do really good in the box office, and I think that like it can kind of set a precedent for what. I mean, obviously we're giant Ghostbusters fans. Fuck, we talk about Ghostbusters all the time. That's Sony Animation. If they are working on an animated movie, if we got something in that type, like, you know, a lot of times, this is going to be a little bit of a side.
Oh, we know where you're going, yes.
Keep going.
When we talk about Ghostbusters, a lot of the times when we talk about an animated movie, people kind of go, like, oh, it should be real Ghostbusters, or it should be the IDW comics, but it's like, I'm more in line of thinking, like, I want to see something completely new and original.
Yeah.
And this, and Sony actually has a really good track record with animation. Like, they've got, like, those Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and some other stuff that, like, did really well. I'm not going to pretend like I saw all those movies, but they've got a good track record. And Spider-Man gives me some really good hope for what we could get out of a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
So there. That's my stance. That's my positivity.
Cool.
Good.
I like
it.
$3.
$3 for you?
Yep.
Hey, Spider-Gwen.
Oh, yeah, that was the scene that actually, like, hooked me. I was like, damn.
People like Spider-Man.
Yeah, cosplay girls are going to be very excited.
To all the cosplay girls out there.
Hey.
Get excited.
You better start, Jake says. Jake's like...
Okay, and the cosplay guys.
Everybody.
It's
trailer month.
All right, guys. Moving on here in the fuck budget, we had something that I was very excited about. Caught me by surprise. A Star is Born.
Okay.
It's the remake. This movie's been made like 5 times. The original was like the 1930s. I think anybody who's familiar with it or maybe going to be familiar with the Chris Christopherson, Barbra Streisand. The only reason I included it is because I got excited about it in the fuck budget. And also, we all like musicals and music-themed movies. We talked about Bohemian Rhapsody a couple weeks ago. So, Abigail.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper directing himself with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
What'd you think? How many fucks did you give?
I just did a little fuck reel allocation, but I'm going to give this 0 fucks because I've never seen the other versions of this movie. I know Barbra Streisand, after reading and after watching the trailer, like, she was in one of the versions of it. Then there was like a 1930s or something. I don't know. I don't really like... I like Bradley Cooper as when he voices Rocket Raccoon, but, like, I'm not, like, his biggest fan. So seeing him as, like, a country music or as, like, a musician...
A little angry.
I know it's, like, right up your alley. When I first watched the trailer, I was like, wait a minute, did I just walk into, like, Craig's dreams or, like, his fantasy world? Because, like, it feels like it's right out of your head because you do like Bradley Cooper. You do write country music and, like, songs on your own time. But also, I almost gave this a fuck because Lady Gaga looks really good in the movie and her role looks like it's, I don't know, like she's stripped out and, like, rough. And
what's your opinion of Lady Gaga?
I like her.
Okay.
And I like her most recent album. I think she's very talented and, like, her whole style, and she's hardened and she's lived life, and I think she speaks her mind. And I'm gonna see this movie, but I'm still giving 0 fucks.
All right.
So I'll say that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jacob Walsh.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea what this was when I got the email.
Yeah.
I got the email and I was like, "What the fuck is A Star Is Born?" So I look it up, and then I was like, "Okay, I vaguely am familiar that this is a pre-existing thing."
Right.
Only because I do like musicals, and I have seen it here and there, like named somewhere. But I watched this trailer. So, like, you saying the sentence, Bradley Cooper directing himself with Lady Gaga, sounds like a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
I agree with Abby.
Has he directed anything? I don't know. Probably.
I agree with Abby. Bradley Cooper's greatest role is a talking raccoon.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, let's watch.
Hold on. Hold on.
What's the sniper movie?
Fuck. Okay, I haven't seen
it either.
Movie.
Yeah.
Come on. My New Year's resolution was to be more combative with you folks.
Is The Hangover, like, your selling point with him? Like, what do you love about Bradley Cooper?
What a selling.
Let's get
Yeah,
Jake
hear
to
it.
talk about The
Let's hear it.
Hangover.
You need to let me get to how many fucks I get.
All right, you
bro.
keep
I'm gonna
going.
do this first.
No,
Yeah,
no,
let's
okay.
do this.
No,
You're in it. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I really he's done 3 movies with David O. Russell, with Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, and Joy. I really like all 3 of those movies a lot, especially.
I always
Silver
forget how
Linings
much
Playbook.
I like Silver Linings.
I saw one of them. I saw the
Don't
Hustle
say it.
one.
Okay, The Hustle. The Hustle.
And I, you know what I remember about it?
What? Nothing.
That I
That's it.
saw it.
That you saw it.
I remember
Nothing.
they kissed in like a laundromat scene, and I thought that was very well shot.
Sorry you guys don't like Amy Adams like I do. Anyways,
I don't
I like
anymore.
Bradley Cooper, but Jake.
Don't like Amy Adams.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I guess Jake's snark just had an arrival.
Remember earlier when I was trying to defend Jake being grouchy?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Then he's
Fuck
like, I
Amy
fucking
Adams.
hate her.
Fuck the Muppet movie.
Fuck it.
Fuck the Cruel Intentions 2.
Oh, wait. I like the Muppet movie.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Yeah, no, I love that
I love
movie.
that
That's why everything else she was in after that was disappointing. A me party. Okay.
Hey, what just
I
happened?
don't know.
I liked it.
Cool.
Jake?
It's a party with myself. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I gave this one fuck.
Oh, yeah?
I gave it one fuck. Because
yeah?
ultimately, it's a musical, and I like musicals, and I'm watching the trailer, and I'm like, well, this doesn't look awful.
Right.
You know, I was like, I would watch this movie.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't pay for it if I didn't have, like, the movie pass.
Right.
But it is a musical. The songs sound pretty good, and I would watch it. I'm usually like musicians who go into acting isn't always a great thing, but since it's a musical, then there's a little bit of leeway with Lady Gaga. But whatever. I feel like I kind of want to go back and watch one of the older ones before I see it. But
Yeah.
I'm not like pumped about it or whatever.
Right.
But I would give it a try.
I'm actually... So this movie has actually had some production troubles. There was rumors of them having to reshoot a bunch of stuff, specifically because of Lady Gaga's acting or lack of acting ability.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting. Like, it could be one of those ones that's like, holy shit, this movie's amazing and everybody can see it. Or it could be like, oh, it's kind of a train wreck. Like, skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the hardened musician. Have you guys ever seen Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges and Maggie
No,
Gyllenhaal?
I haven't seen
Isn't that super depressing?
I don't know.
I
The
haven't
only
seen it.
thing I remember about it is that I saw it.
That's about it.
Not
Actually,
good.
that is all I remember. I remember liking it, but it was like 10 years ago. That was like a Netflix like DVD through the mail one.
Wow.
That was a Blu-ray. I was the only friend. The only friend of mine was myself. I had a Blu-ray player before a lot of people, and it was when people were like, "What's Blu-ray? Is that like?" I'm like,
I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, "It's better than DVD." They're like, "Wait a minute, how is that even possible?"
Yeah.
Um,
It's a big dispute. I remember.
yeah, it's a big deal. It was a big deal. Did you get another sidebar? Remember when Blu-ray first came out and it was competing with HD DVD?
I was about to say, I remember, yeah, there was like a competition thing.
Did anybody ever have an HD DVD player?
No.
Are we about to start collecting those?
Is it getting to that point?
We should.
I hope so. Well, they always say that whichever
We should pre-collect it.
format the porn industry goes with is the one that always wins. And that's why streaming now
So the
is...
internet.
Yeah, the internet.
So the internet wins.
No, the porn industry sided with Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's better quality,
I guess.
cheaper.
It was cheaper.
Got it.
Sounds cooler. Moving on. Did you guys watch this trailer for Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Did.
Okay, so let me talk a little bit about Bumblebee. Bumblebee's the brand new spin-off in the Transformers universe, probably my least favorite franchise of all major franchises. When I heard they were making this, I chuckled. When I heard John Cena was going to be in it, I laughed. When I heard that it was still happening and just hadn't been canceled, I chuckled again. But now we got a trailer, so this movie's happening. Abby, how many fucks did you get for this Bumblebee trailer?
What I wrote down is, what the fuck? Why am I giving 2 fucks about this movie? Because I really liked this trailer. Like, that's the girl from Pitch Perfect
Haley Steinfeld.
2, I think.
Yeah.
I like her.
Okay.
And I liked the trailer itself. I like a story about a girl and her giant robot machine. It looks like it's kind of like touching and heartwarming, and Yeah, I did see John Cena in there. I was like, that is John Cena. So yeah, I feel like I give two fucks about this movie. I don't. I haven't always cared about Transformers. I didn't play with the toys. I didn't watch the show, but I do have a Transformers sweatshirt right now that I'm like wearing technically. That's on me.
There you go.
But no, I'm not a super fan. But
Have you
this
seen
movie looks
any of the
really good.
movies? Have you seen those movies?
I've seen probably like two. One of them in theaters. I remember with you, and I was just like, "This is
yeah.
very shiny."
I
don't
dragged
remember
Abby to
anything
see
about the
Dark
plot.
of the Moon once.
Yeah.
Is that what that movie's called?
Something like that. Yeah.
The third one? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So.
But the movie, okay.
The trailer looks really good. Before watching the trailer, I did see John Yerkeba post in group therapy that he was excited about this. So I did kind of have that going into it, thinking, I guess people are surprised by this. But when I watched it, I was like, I actually would go watch this movie in theaters. So I'm giving it two fucks.
All right.
Yeah.
Jacob Walsh.
Yeah. I agree with you, Craig, about, like, I've never cared about the Transformers. When I was younger, it was never a cartoon I watched. It was never a toy I collected. Never cared at all. When the original Transformers came out, or not the original, when the Michael Bay Transformers came out, I went and saw it. That was the movie that had the Cloverfield teaser.
I remember the story
at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I hated the movie. I hated the Transformers.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really bad. And then I remember the trailer for the second Transformers looked really good, and it was like not as silly. It looked like they were like, okay, let's tone down like the silliness and make a movie. So I was like, oh cool, maybe the second one's gonna be good. And I hated it too. I was just like, these fucking movies suck. I haven't watched any of the movies since then. I think is this the fifth one? Or is this the sixth one?
I think it's the sixth, so there's...
The sixth one, yeah.
Because I feel like Mark Wahlberg's done two of them.
Mm-hmm.
The last one I saw...
I think you're right. I was looking at it earlier. I think you're right.
7.
I think this is the sixth one.
Wait, 7?
It says... I looked up how many Transformers movies. It says 7.
So, there's Transformers.
I think 7 is...
Bumblebee is 7.
No. Bumblebee is 6.
I think 7 is is coming.
It's announced, but
after
actually
Bumblebee.
they announced it this week that it's been scrapped from the release schedule. God, we're big Transformers.
We're huge.
Anyway.
Yeah, go on.
I saw the one with T.J. Miller and Mark Wahlberg. That's the last one I saw, and it was fucking awful.
Yeah, don't sign me up for that. That sounds terrible.
In either the first or the second movie, I can't remember which one. Like one of the Transformers like pees on somebody.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking dumb. I was like, stupid.
Here's my opinion about these kinds of movies. Like, I try not to take a movie about giant like robots based on an 80s cartoon that was specifically created to sell toys too seriously. I remember seeing the first one in theaters and be like, hey...
They can still not be garbage, though.
Yeah, no, but the first one I didn't think was garbage. The second one is not good. I remember when we saw the third one being like, okay, return to form for the Transformers franchise, whatever that is. And then it's just... But it all seemed unnecessary after that point. I don't know. The new one, this Bumblebee looks kind of cool. I'm glad Bumblebee is a fucking VW bug, not a... wasn't he like a Mustang in the new Transformers?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, something like that.
Why do they always think that's a good idea?
That's
Why? What are they thinking out there when they're writing these scripts? Like, all right, we're gonna really get the kids going. It's gonna be
weird because is this movie supposed to be like in this? Is this supposed to be the same universe? Is this like a prequel, or is this just like, hey? Because I know Michael Bay's not doing this one.
Yeah.
So is this just like, like just another? Because he doesn't look the same. He's not the same car, and even when he's in like Transformers mode, he's different. He looks different.
Well, he's a robot in disguise.
Okay.
Does he change forms or appearance throughout the movie? Is it a prequel? Probably.
So if you
I have no idea.
God, we should know
when you watch the trailer, it says like every story has a beginning. So maybe it's
There's
prequel.
also
That makes
at the
sense.
beginning of the trailer. The beginning of the trailer, that voiceover is from the first movie, which I think is a bad idea to put that in the trailer because everything else about this trailer is so different from the other Transformers movies.
30 years ago.
Yeah. You don't want to drag up that.
New York.
That's what I was thinking of as soon as you said that.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's a little different. They were trying to connect the movie to two other like good movies. This is a movie that is looking good, as opposed to the like 5 pieces of shit that came before it.
Right.
So
Right.
you should not connect.
It's like
Whenever they're like purposefully like make like whoever made, I didn't even know this movie was a thing.
Okay.
Like until I saw that whenever the day this trailer popped up or whatever, that was the first time I even knew they were making this.
Right.
And the only reason I watched it is because also what John Urcabo said.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch this trailer.
Yeah.
And this trailer looks fine. Like, it doesn't look like the greatest thing in the world. It looks like somebody watched The Iron Giant and was like, "Oh, that's what we should do with Transformers." It looks like it's going to be
Right.
It looks like it's going to be like way pared down and maybe only have like a few, robots in it, and then not just be like completely it looks like an actual movie, which is fine, and that's why I gave it 1 fuck, which is 1 fuck more than I've ever given anything Transformers related.
That's funny concept too. It's like, hey, we got this movie that looks pretty good. Let's make sure we remind them of the shitty ones. Like if they came out with a new G.I. Joe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they shouldn't have. That's why I don't think that voiceover should have been in it.
Like if there was a new G.I. Joe trailer and they were like, and it looked really good, and they were constantly reminding you about like the Channing Tatum G.I. Joe movies. Like,
I didn't see those.
No, those are fucking garbage.
Okay.
All right,
They're bad?
they're not good.
Okay.
I walked out and I said, G.I. no.
G.I. no.
Last trailer, and we do want to note that we are recording this before the Halloween trailer dropped. We were hoping that it would be released by the time we recorded this week, but it's not coming out till Friday of this week. We record this on a Wednesday. You're probably watching it on Thursday or Friday morning, so don't yell at us. We haven't seen it yet.
Talk about it next week.
There's been some official photos, so we can review those.
Yeah. Hey, we know that it's Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
People seem very excited.
The only thing that would surprise me is if
nothing different.
What if it was just Mike Myers?
Yeah.
If they like Saturday Night Live Mike Myers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would be very happy for that.
I can't wait for this Halloween movie because Halloween is a very beloved movie. It's a beloved franchise. Most people consider the first one a horror classic. We've had a Friday the 13th remake that was garbage. We had a Nightmare on Elm Street movie remake that was garbage. Mm-hmm. Halloween has been remade and it's kind of like, some people like it, but it wasn't, it was whatever. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But this is like, we're in a modern era. We're in the modern era of like horror kind of be taking seriously right now. Blumhouse has done a lot with that. It did a lot with that. There's a lot of Stephen King movies in production. People are taking these movies seriously. So, like, could this be one of the horror movies that comes out and it's like, oh, this is like 90% Rotten Tomatoes. People love it. Or is it going to be like, God, they should really just stop making Halloween movies?
Yeah.
I think honestly, like, I don't have high expectations because of that. Who knows? It could. I feel like it's a 50-50 shot. Could be amazing. Could be fucking awful. And I'm hoping for it to be great. Like the pictures. Yeah, the pictures are cool. Jamie Lee is back, and that's going to be fine. But
I read a little bit about.
I'm ready for this trailer. I want to see this trailer.
Did you read the plot synopsis?
I did, and it scares me a little bit because it's like documentary making a. I'm like,
yeah,
that just
I didn't
seems
like that.
Didn't they do that in one of the old Halloween movies? There's like a documentary crew, and it's like,
yeah, it almost feels like it's like the modern like.
It's so 90s. It's such like a 90s trope.
Yeah.
Like a documentary crew following them around.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're doing that because there's been so many like podcasts in like documentary type shows like Making a Murderer and Atlanta Monster and Up and Vanished and all these things that are coming out now. So they're like, oh, this film crew is doing a documentary about Michael Myers. It still sounds silly.
It does
because we're it's fictional stuff. But we'll see. I'm keeping an open mind and.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping it's going to be at least fun,
Yeah.
But anyways, we're talking about horror, so let's get to our last. This isn't the trailer park. This is the trailer graveyard. We got Suspiria. It's a remake.
Suspiria.
All right.
I've never seen the first one.
No, I've never
seen it. I feel, does that make me a bad movie fan? Probably.
No. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm going to go and tell you.
Well, Abby, well,
Yeah.
just let's take this trailer for face value of what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Abigail Gardner, you watched it a couple times. How many fucks do you give?
I watched it twice. I gave it 3 fucks. I think it looks chilling. All the imagery, subject matter, like I don't really know what it's about, but the things that I was looking at were very disturbing. And I just watched it for the second time right before we sat down to record. I wanted to watch it on the big screen in our living room, and as I was watching it, I kept like slowly walking closer towards the screen, like in a trance, and also like scared of it. And it looks really good. And Jake, I know you just watched the original, didn't you? I don't know what you thought of that, but I think it looks really good. So I'm giving it 3 fucks.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Jake?
Yeah. I gave this 5 fucks.
Whoa.
And this is why you're not a bad person, Craig. We talk
This
about
is
how
the one reason why.
This
This
is
is the only reason. This is the only reason. We talk about how. I mean, I talk about horror movies a lot. Everyone knows who listens to the show that I really like horror films, and I had never seen Suspiria until I don't know 2 days ago. The original, I'd never seen it. It's always on top of the list as a classic. I just never gotten around to see it. I watched it, and everything I'd heard about it is pretty much like it's very weird. It's out there. It's like you always see or you read that it's known for its music and its like use of color, and all of that is great. Abby, I saw the movie. I also am not 100% sure what it's about, and I watched the original. So
okay, sure.
No, there's a plot, but it's a thin one, and it's like it's also one of those things where it's a plot that you see a lot. Suspiria is probably one of the earlier films to do it, but it's like halfway through Suspiria, I'm like, oh, this movie, and this movie that I've seen, this is what they were doing. They were, they were modeled after Suspiria.
Okay.
And but the trailer, I think it looks cool. Like it definitely looks different. I've seen some people are complaining about the colors being muted and not so crazy and Technicolor as the original. And I don't think that's a problem because you can't replicate. You can't replicate everything. It's an old Italian film. Like, there are some like recognizable shots in the trailer from the old one, and I was like, oh, cool. That they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. I have no idea what this is. Like, I'm excited about it because it looks like one of the remakes where they're trying to, pay respect to and
capture the spirit.
It doesn't. Like we were just talking about, like some remakes are just like, let's slap the name of this on the movie and it will be trash or whatever. But this seems like it's coming from like a real place,
like an honest place
of love,
inspiration.
Of the original
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. Sorry. Well, I was gonna say, Dakota Johnson's in it. She's from the 50 Shades movies, and Tilda Swinton.
Guardians. Volume 2, wasn't she? No, I'm sorry. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know, but Tilda Swinton's.
Oh, you're thinking of Glenn Close, right?
We're all gonna look this up right now.
You're thinking of Bradley Cooper. Tilda Swinton is in Doctor Strange.
Okay, gotcha. Doctor Strange.
Yes.
There you go, guys.
Dr.
Yeah, I was thinking copy. Yeah. Never mind.
Chloe Grace Moritz.
Who's
that?
She was in Kick-Ass and Harry remake.
Okay, right on. Yeah. I like her.
See, guys, we're just helping each other.
She was Hit
now.
Girl, right?
Yeah, she was Hit Girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
The early word on the Suspiria remake is that it's fucking grotesque and horrifying.
Cool.
Yeah.
So bring your barf bags, folks.
Yeah, I wonder if this was one.
I'll say like the original's not like one of those. It's not like a gore fest. There were a few things where I was like, oh, that's gross, but it's not like it's not one of those like shocking, let's just be gross to be gross kind of movies.
Yeah,
and this probably isn't either, but I'm sure horrifying is definitely a word. Like it's hard to describe without like really telling you too much about the film. Like I suggest you guys check out.
I want to check it out. Yeah, there were moments of it that I don't know. I saw Rosemary's Baby. I remember that movie looked like older, stunning, like that kind of. The imagery just looked fucking cool. So I'm gonna definitely go and explore it and see if I can figure out what the what the plot's all about. I like that it's confusing. I like that it's disturbing, so I want to watch it.
Cool. Well, guys, there's a lot of trailers.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Some good stuff.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming. So as we get more trailers and going forward, because there's so much in production right now. Like we were just talking this week about the new Terminator movie, and like that alone deserves, I think, maybe a whole. We should do a Terminator episode.
God, a whole episode. We should.
I'll wear my John Connor costume.
I'll wear my CGI John Connor costume. I'm worried as we kind of get closer to. I mean, I guess it's in production now. The new Terminator movie. We know Linda Hamilton's in it. It came out this week. There is going to be at least a portion of the movie featuring younger Arnold and young John Connor. Mm-hmm. Does that mean they go back into T2? Are we going to see a T-1000? I mean,
Yeah. Dude, we're in that 90s pocket. They're going to definitely revisit that time. Yeah. Plus, that's the best one in everyone's opinion. So.
Well, I mean, also, this similar to the Halloween movie, this movie is ignoring all the sequels. It's just a direct sequel to T2.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So what if they call it Judgment Day Part 2 or something?
Judgmental Day.
Judgmental Day. That's what we're going to call it.
What if the Halloween movie was a direct sequel to Terminator 2? What if those worlds crossed?
Let's go with this for a second. Let's go with this.
Yeah. Okay.
Terminator 2 ends, okay? So you guys remember how Judgment Day ends? They're driving down the road, but you don't see who's driving. Camera pans back.
Yes.
Michael Myers is driving.
He can't die because he's a fucking robot.
And they're doing the documentary, okay?
Yeah.
And they're like, Michael, so what makes you tick? And he's like, well, okay, we'll stop that.
My God.
Couple things I wanted to talk about. So we just did our fuck budget, but there's some big things happening that specifically pertain to our interests. I think our listeners would be interested in knowing what we think about these things. We could touch on a couple of these rapid fire and then get into the more meatier topics. Zombieland 2, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, that they were announcing it for the anniversary. There's a rumor going around right now that it's already filmed and that they're going to be having a screening of it this week at some point. So,
I'm going to jump in.
Please
First of all, I don't believe that they filmed this movie because, we've gotten a few secret sequels here and there, or secret like Cloverfield movies. Those movies are easier to do because they just slap different names on them. You can't put the 4 actors who were in the first movie.
Right.
Because
How secluded would it have to be for nobody to know?
Yeah.
That those 4, because it would be obvious that's what's happening.
Right.
Second of all, that screening, it got canceled.
Okay.
There was another that news popped up today, and then right before we started recording, I was looking back and reading the trailer or watching the trailers and stuff.
Right.
And there was a new news thing where that screening where it said Zombieland 2, it got canceled.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's because there was confusion and maybe they put the wrong name on there, but it was they put out a thing. So I don't know. I don't. That it seems like a long shot for them to be able to.
It seems like a long shot. The only way I could see it actually happening is if it was not with those same actors. Like if it was just something else.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't think it's impossible, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting. Abby, do you have any opinion on this?
I mean, I don't, other than, like, Jake just definitely colored my opinion to think that it's not happening, because, it sounds like how could you possibly film a sequel with that cast without them being, like, without that leaking, so.
Yeah, especially this
it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah. All right, well, I was getting excited for a secret
That's how I feel,
so. Okay, this one made me laugh, then we'll get into the real stuff. Jared Leto, Joker, solo movie. It's happening. Spin-off of Suicide Squad. How the fuck is this real? Somebody explain to me. Abby Gardner from Yes Have Some Podcast.
Yes?
Explain to me how Warner Brothers could look at Suicide Squad, look at Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker, and go, this guy needs his own movie.
Other than, like, the reasoning that it's like, oh, we took out all this footage of him that we filmed, and we're just going to make a movie out of that footage and just repurpose it. I have no fucking idea.
Special features movie.
Because I don't think anybody on this planet, like, really enjoyed Jared Leto's performance as the Joker. I didn't think that anything was good in Suicide Squad, but also he was definitely one of the worst parts. I don't see why this is happening. It makes no sense to me.
Okay, Jake, same question.
I completely agree, and I don't understand, like, didn't they just come out with some news saying they're doing a Joker origin movie, and they're trying to get... So, like, the article you sent us today was like, this is a separate movie from... There's going to be 2 Joker movies now? It sounds... like, is this real? Is this, like, completely confirmed? Is this actually happening?
What the fuck happened at Warner Brothers? Okay.
Who the fuck is, like, who's in charge of the DC, like...
I'm very confused. I can't even read this article.
Okay,
I'm confused. 2005,
Batman Begins. 2008, Dark Knight. 2 of the greatest superhero movies of all time. They could have launched an entire universe on the backbone of the first Dark Knight trilogy. Man of Steel, okay, not great but passable, and then just a shitstorm since, and now they keep announcing movie after movie after movie. There's like 3 different Harley Quinn spin-off movies. There's a Catwoman movie. There's a Batgirl movie. And what are these movies?
Where are they?
Where are they?
Yeah.
But like, you don't see Marvel doing that. Like when Marvel announces something or when news comes out, for the most part, within 2 years, you get to go to the theater and see that movie.
Yeah.
I have a feeling...
And you see the actor posting from their Instagram that they're, like, reading the comic book, or they're, like... It's like, very crafted and
I'm going to do a bet. Yes, have some's in this for the long haul. 2 years from this date, on June 8th, June 6th, 2020, I guarantee you there will have been no Joker movies and no prospect of any Joker movies.
None at all.
None at all.
No
All right.
2 years. There won't be a trailer. There won't be anything. How could there be?
Dude, on our 3-year anniversary, we're going to revisit that statement.
I'm going to...
Time capsule.
Hey, Craig, remember when you said this? And there's like...
Listen, I'm going to... Since there's always these weird announcements from all over the place with Warner Brothers, I'm going to start making fake announcements.
Okay.
I'm going to make confirmed.
They'll pick up. They'll be like, oh, I guess we're doing this.
Did you guys hear there's going to be a Green Lantern versus Penguin movie? It's going to be big. Yeah, we're getting Haley Joel Osment. He's going to play both characters. It's gonna be great. Confirmed.
I want that so much.
What the fuck, man? And it's gotten to the point where it's like I am embarrassed to say Batman's my favorite fucking superhero. Like, God damn it. Oh, it felt good to vent about something. But anyways.
Good.
So, stay tuned for that Joker spin-off.
I can't wait.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's happening.
All right.
It's not happening. Jurassic World, we talked about it earlier. Fallen Kingdom. It's out. It's being released internationally. There's a Rotten Tomatoes score. I don't want to get into all the details of the reviews. I just wanted to touch on this because we're a couple weeks out. Ghostbusters might be our main squeeze, but if we were cheating on Ghostbusters, it would be with Jurassic Park. And God forbid Ghostbusters...
It's our side piece.
Yeah, our side piece is Jurassic. Actually, I think Jake's side piece is Ghostbusters. Or Jaws. Yeah. Listen, we love all this shit. Jurassic World's coming out.
Jaws is number 1, guys.
Jaws is
yeah, I know. I was like, let's... Mm-hmm.
Jaws is your number 1. Abby, what's your number 1?
I mean, what's my number 1?
Wow.
I want to say Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe? Would I want to say that?
I mean, maybe.
I feel like I love it more.
You like Bradley Cooper and something.
If that's what came to your head, then it's got to be
That's what came to my head. That was my first, like, I had an awakening, like, come to Jesus moment when I saw that in the theater. And
you did what to Jesus?
I did nothing, actually. I just really had it resonated with me. So, yeah,
cool.
Did a lot.
Well, my number 1's the Joker. That's why I'm so stressed out. Okay, cool.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, minus the squad. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we're 2 weeks away. The reviews, just putting it out there, they're a little bit middle of the road. There's some high praise. There's some criticism. As our friend Jeff Goldblum would say. Yes, yes. Jake, how are you feeling, man?
I'm stressed out about it. I'm trying not to, like, I don't want to see any more trailers. I don't want to see any TV spots. I actually had somebody at work. I was tattooing somebody today, and they saw that I had all the dinosaur stuff, and they started to mention something about the movie that I don't know because it's in a
Fucking
TV spot, and I
shut the fuck
stopped
up.
them. And I said, shut your mouth. I didn't say that, but I stopped them from
Should've.
talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to read the reviews, man, but like I have seen like it is like certified rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Last time I saw, it didn't have like a great, but I mean, it's still
I'm
just
checking
got
it right
released.
now.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Come
is
on,
now.
it's
I know it just got opened yesterday, right, or
Yeah.
today technically. So I don't know how many people have,
Okay.
you know.
It's actually increased right now. It's at 69%.
Okay.
69 dudes. Sorry.
So there.
So you know
I've
it's
seen
good.
I've seen a few people that I follow talking about bad reviews, good reviews. I've tried not to read what any of those reviews say. I'm trying to stay out of it, but it is stressful because
Yeah.
I'm kind of seeing both.
Yeah.
I'm going to put out a prediction. I have a feeling, I don't know which way it's going to go, but I have a feeling out of the three of us that we're not going to all be in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ever?
It's
None
rare.
of us like Solo. I have a feeling there's going to be some dissension. And whoever likes it, and I think there could be some... Like, if you go back to Jurassic World, I was leaning towards I liked it. Abby, you didn't like it. And Jake, what was your initial reaction to Jurassic World?
I really liked it, and I honestly I feel like I'm kind of surprised that I really liked it because it is so different from the masterpiece that is Jurassic Park. But I initially had a few problems with it, but overall, I think I really like Jurassic World. Like
Yeah.
I think I've learned to not expect it to be Jurassic Park. And I think as soon as I saw the first trailer, I was like, okay, this is completely different. Let's see if I can enjoy this on a different level. And I think I did. I've been all like rewatches. I got nitpicks, but I like the movie. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've talked about it before. I liked it, and it kind of feels like... for a modern movie... It feels like one of those ones in 15 years I'm going to still really... Like, it'll be kind of a classic from this generation.
Yeah, I think so.
There's
I
not
think
a lot
so.
of movies that I get that feeling from where you feel like... I don't know, like... I don't want to...
It's just like, I think Jurassic World got some things really, really right with like, I think they went the right route with trying to like kind of make a remake, but not really being a remake, you know, connecting it to the old movie.
Yeah.
And just like, there's a lot of good, I know some people will tell you that it's like just tricks to get you to like the movie or they're just cheap, but like there's some
No, I
good
think it's smart.
connections. There's good Easter eggs. There's like, they did their best to try to make it feel like a Jurassic Park movie. And there are a few like eye roll moments
Or
or
gripes,
like
yeah.
missteps, but like overall, it's a fun, good looking movie. And like, even with the things that I don't like about it, you can't tell me that like anybody who likes Jurassic Park is not gonna enjoy watching like the original T-Rex, you know, that gate open, or the like just the fucking last shot of the movie of the T-Rex like basically being like, hey, this fucking park is mine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as we get done. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. I was thinking about watching it literally last night. Like, as for as many gripes as I had with Claire in the beginning when I saw it, I feel like even from that first watch, I felt like this movie brought the park to life in a way that was like extremely believable and exciting and engaging. And also, I like the way that in the movie, like the park is struggling to have an attraction that's like going to keep it alive, and like that's kind of like mimicking what's going on and like bringing back the Jurassic Park franchise after that period of time had elapsed. Like, I liked all that stuff. I liked that it was like it did pay off, and it was like a big, fantastic, very good looking movie. And I really liked the third act of the movie. And I've come to love it more over the last however long it's been since it came out. So if we're talking about Fallen Kingdom, I'm extremely stressed about how it's gonna pan out, because at this point I'd say I'm a fan of Jurassic World. So
Did you guys see that they're officially closing down the Jurassic Park ride in Hollywood Studios?
fuck.
The one in Florida?
California.
Okay.
Oh,
not
Well,
Hollywood Studio. Universal Studios Hollywood.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
well, did we not talk about that? They're closing it, but they're closing it to make a better updated version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did they make the announcement for
Did we
Florida?
not? Did we? No.
No. No,
So far, it's only... We didn't talk about this on the show?
I don't think so.
Let's
if
talk
we
about
did,
it now. I wanna know
let's
what's
only
going
cover it for a minute here, but...
Okay, yeah.
Talk as fast as you can, Jake.
Yeah, they're closing... They're shutting down the Jurassic Park ride in California,
Right.
but they're closing it to update it with new technology, a better ride, and it's going to be Jurassic World
Right.
When it opens back up. And not just the whole section. They're going to redo it all.
Right.
And as much as I love Jurassic Park and don't want to see, I love that ride and don't really want to see it go away, the first thing I think of is, it's going to be more like the Harry Potter rides are. It's like...
Fucking gyrosphere.
That's the way things are going. It's going to have, the 3D, also animatron. It's going to be mixed. It's... Right. This is just out of my head. This is not confirmed, but that's what they're doing now. That's what the Kong ride is, and they're fucking fun. They look good. I think it's probably going to be a good thing for them. It's probably going to be amazing.
Yeah, and they announced today that there's going to be a Jurassic World VR experience coming to all of the Dave & Buster's, in a couple weeks.
Wow.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
So we're going to be going to Dave & Buster's in a couple
Going
weeks.
to Dave & Buster's.
Hey, I was going anywhere. I just need to eat lunch.
Yeah, we've got a good menu.
No, man, dude...
Big
God,
time.
There's never been a better time to be fans of these properties.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's just not... It's just a good... It's a good time to be... What are we?
Fans.
All right, cool. We'll be keeping abreast of the Jurassic World situation, and if you've seen it, no spoilers.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
shh.
No spoilers.
But to the people in Yes Have Some Group Therapy who have seen it, congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Very jealous of you.
We will have a full discussion very soon. All right.
Very cool.
So, not that I want to bury the lead, but we kind of did. Oh, I guess we didn't tease this at the beginning. We want to talk about a little rumor, and it is a rumor, we should preface that, but a couple websites did report it today. There is a rumor that Kathleen Kennedy could be stepping down from Lucasfilm at the end of this year.
Oh, shit.
Now, it's just a rumor, so we should treat it as a rumor, but I did want to talk about this. We've talked about Star Wars a lot over the last year, and we all know about The Last Jedi. We know what's going on with Solo. There's no real reason to recap all of that. So I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on what you think about this rumor. Do you think it could be true? Do you hope that it's true? And all of that kind of stuff. So I will open the floor to either of y'all. Because I need a time to process this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I need to read more of this article. But yeah.
I don't. So Kathleen Kennedy, her job, she basically just oversees everything, right?
So basically, the history is,
she was working with this before Lucas was gone.
Right, she was basically overseeing Lucasfilm for George Lucas at the tail end before he sold to Disney.
Okay.
For all the funny thing about words and talking is that it doesn't always work.
Okay.
And sometimes you need a reboot.
To summarize, her job as the head of Lucasfilm is, she oversees everything. She's the final decision maker on all story points. If there's ever... She's not just a figurehead.
She's not just a figurehead. She's extremely involved in the day-to-day development of new movies, new TV shows, anything having to do with Star Wars. She's in charge. She's the boss.
Of the brand and all that. Keeping it in check.
So that is her role.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is where I see it. I'm not one of those people who think people who don't like the movies, they're like, she should be fired, whatever. I'm not one of those people. It's a big job to have. I'm sure it's very stressful.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's weird to me because I look at it as I really loved, Force Awakens, and I think those were all very good decisions. I think Rogue One was very good. I love it. I think those were all very good decisions. It's when you get into the next two that I'm like, I would question some of these decisions, and it makes you wonder, is she just easily talked into things, or I don't understand. And also, like, if she's leaving, it could be for like multitudes of reasons. Like, I'm sure, like I just said, this has got to be the most stressful fucking job to have in the world.
Yeah.
And maybe she just doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe after the failure of Solo. God, that feels good to say that. I don't know why. I love Star Wars, but that movie's doing awful.
Hey, sometimes you need your kids to fall down flat on their face so they learn their lesson.
Well, yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
Growth
I don't
comes
know
from-
how, like,
Yeah, falling down on your face.
yeah, it's like life and death. It's a cycle. I don't know how. Geez, I don't even know how to say it. Like, so Solo is not doing well at the box office, and part of me wants to think like, well, surely one movie, like Star Wars is such a big thing, one movie not doing as well as the others can't be reason enough to like fire the boss. But then also Disney is included here, and Star Wars is like kind of held at a like, this is how much money we make for each movie. This is what happens, and it does kind of make you think like, well, maybe that's true. Maybe there is like, oh, this is what you're doing now. We'll find somebody else to make it better.
It's like Friday Night
I don't
Lights. You know, Coach Taylor wasn't doing so hot. It's like, yeah,
I don't know.
you might lose your
I
job.
just rambled there for a minute. I
No,
don't know. I don't know.
So there's
Go
a
ahead.
couple.
I liked it.
There's a couple things at play here that we should probably consider when having this conversation. One is, Jake, you're absolutely right. Star Wars is on a different level than any other brand, any other franchise. It's kind of been looked at since relaunching with Disney as a guaranteed moneymaker.
The Titanic.
Across the board. There's different conversations here. So there are, right now, on the internet, there is a Ghostbusters style backlash happening with Star Wars from very negative, very toxic fans.
The exact
it's
thing that
identical.
happened with Leslie Jones is happening with what's her name?
Kelly
Who
Marie
played
Tran.
Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
Rose,
sucks. It fucking sucks because it, like, that kind of stuff, the whether it's racism or sexism or, you know, whatever it is,
Displaced anger from like miserable
it
people.
just, it undermines the stuff that we're trying to do, which is have fun, logical, passionate
I didn't
discussions.
love Rose's character, but like I'm not a horrible, unhappy person who has to go down, you know.
Right.
That
I don't
path.
understand why people can't make the connection that like, hey, a movie is a thing that a lot of people come together, somebody writes it, other people rewrite, characters are thrown in. Like, the people that are acting in these movies have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it's
like why do we attack, like, even if you don't like their performance, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me. I don't get it.
Yeah, and I think it's like that thing where everybody has a voice, or they think they have a voice, and everybody wants to be the first to make the funny joke. Nobody's funny. Like, the most offensive thing in the world to me is somebody who's not funny and thinks they are. Like, funny's funny. A joke's a joke. Even if it's
you can make
offensive.
an inappropriate joke that's very funny, and that is literally like...
So you've got this toxic backlash, right? And it started with The Last Jedi. It actually started with The Force Awakens. It was amplified with The Last Jedi. This isn't Star Wars. You're ruining it. Rey sucks. You're all, SJWs and liberals, and you're just trying to, you care more about having black people and Asian people in Star Wars than telling a good story. It's just all this nonsense, right? So it sucks, but that's part of what's happening, but I still feel like that's a small part.
Sliver, yeah.
I think if Kathleen Kennedy was seriously going to leave or step down, it would be because of some, more than anything, troubled productions on Rogue One,
multiple films in
Episode
a row.
9. Like, these have not gone smoothly. And
no, 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, like, here's a situation, right?
No, it's not some small sect of fans that are just being vocal and awful that are making her leave.
And that's the thing that sucks. Like, if she were to step down, that's not a victory for anybody. It's not a good thing.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't...
No, because we're getting, like, so George Lucas is gone, for better or for worse, who knows? But like she was not just somebody who was like, okay, George is gone, we got to hire somebody else. She was there with George,
right?
And she was working, in some capacity around this stuff before he even left. So it's like, it's not like she was a completely like. What do they do? What do they do if they get rid of her?
Right, like who?
What do they do
next in line? Like
unless unless it's J.J. Abrams, get the fuck out of my face.
You know what?
Shut it down. Shut it down for another 10 years if that's the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I'd rather not have any more Star Wars movies for a good while than for them to just fall into like a rut of just not knowing what they're doing.
Right, and also if you're listening out there and you are like.
If you're listening, J.J. Abrams, help us. You're our only hope.
Hey, Chris, who lives in your parents' basement in Toledo, Ohio, they're not going to pick you to replace Kathleen Kennedy.
No, but please DM us your idea for a new Star Wars movie.
Right, exactly. So here's the thing. So, objectively, I guess it's a possibility, but it's not... Okay, The Last Jedi made a lot of money. Not nearly as much as I think... as The Force Awakens, and not maybe what they thought. I think Solo is a problem. And I think the most peculiar part about Solo is that critically it did okay. The box office is really bad. But majority of Star Wars fans that I've talked to seem to really like it.
Liked it.
It's a little confusing.
It is confusing.
I have heard more likes than dislikes as well, but it's like it dropped so much between the first weekend, like a 65% between the first and second weekend,
right?
And it's just not making the money. It's just not doing well. People just like aren't going to see it.
But it is stupid when people are like, "Fuck!" Like Kathleen Kennedy is directly involved with basically every movie in my life that I love, right?
Yeah, I know.
So we're talking E.T., Gremlins, Indiana Jones. The Goonies, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, like in literally probably 100 other movies she produced or executive produced, or she was
part of shaping our childhood.
Yeah, she was Steven Spielberg's protege. She knows what she's doing, but I think, and Abby, I'll toss to you on this, the responsibility of handling this brand of Star Wars and kicking it off with such a bang with The Force Awakens, like I can't imagine the amount. It's
like almost being a one-hit wonder, like trying to recapture your former glory. Like that's almost like a recipe for disaster. Like you wish it's to not be so successful. But also I would not want to take back from the success of The Force Awakens. I thought it was fantastic. Almost lightning in a bottle because it's just like a very perfect movie to me. So, I mean, in a way, yeah, you could say that... it was difficult to recapture that, but also you could have just had J.J. Abrams do the follow-up to it instead of bringing Rian Johnson on to mix things up and have his own take on things. Cause,
maybe the missteps are earlier. Maybe they should have, even if J.J. wasn't going to direct Last Jedi or second movie or whatever, maybe they should have had, like, this is the main story plot. This is where we are. This is where we want to get to.
I think that's 100%
having that
what should have happened. I am kind of like floored that they did not like that. It boggles my mind that they made Force Awakens and did not have an end game for the trilogy. At least for the big points. Like it just fucking blows my mind that they went in and were like, oh well, that's completely different from what we like. That makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah. But
go ahead.
No, you're good. Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, like, you're absolutely right. Like, you gotta imagine, like, it's hard for people to think because we're not in those kind of shoes. But you gotta think, like, Star Wars is like the biggest thing in the world. It just is. It's the biggest property. It has, it's been around forever. It is the biggest thing in the world, and her job is to like everybody in the world is like she's got the pressure. Like you can't please everybody.
You can't.
And
I'm so glad you said that.
She has to know that every decision she makes, half of the world might hate it and half might love it. You know what I mean? But it's like it has to be.
But that's
heavy as the head that wears the crown.
Fan opinions in this case. This is the deciding factors are going to be money. If Solo would have made, I don't know, 150 million, 200 million, if it was tracking to be another hit, like we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Mm-hmm. But when you've got the troubled production on Rogue One, you've got the troubled production obviously with Solo, Colin Trevorrow fired from episode 9 and the script being rewritten, like there's some trouble in the water. And then if you look at the future landscape of what they've got planned at Lucasfilm, we've got the Rian Johnson trilogy, the dudes from Game of Thrones doing a series of movies. There's a new animated series announced. There's a Boba Fett movie and probably a Obi-Wan movie. There's Jon Favreau doing a live-action TV show. Like, it's almost like a DC Warner Brothers level of, like, there's like 10 things announced. Let's make sure that we're taking this one at a time. And for the love of God, do not look at Marvel as a template. Marvel is the exception to the rule.
Marvel has all those stories and comic books that it's basing all their shit off of, so there's like so much else to draw from. Star Wars may not have those stories finished or told. It sounds like maybe they didn't, especially with The Last Jedi.
The bottom line is, like, I don't care, Star Wars is the biggest brand in the world, but we don't need 2 or 3 Star Wars movies a year.
No, because Star Wars has always been such a special thing, and part of, like, whenever we're going to get... I feel like it's going to become less and less special. When there's multiple films every year, and you have a bigger margin for them to not be good, or they're more all over the place, and it's almost going to be like, all right, well, it's just like everything else now. You know, it's not like to me, like having a trilogy years in between, like, oh, they're going to make a few more Star Wars movies. Do it, stop for a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that seems more like an event. It seems more special. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to get, like, I don't want there to be so much of it that we start to get more bad than good.
Yeah.
Or more bad decisions than good decisions.
Yes.
That Boba Fett movie? Do we really think that's... Like, I feel like the Boba Fett movie now... Exactly like how you feel about the fucking Joker's movie. Like,
right.
Solo's not doing well. Like, and if fucking Han Solo doesn't do good, they think Boba Fett's gonna do good.
Yeah.
No, that movie's not.
Because I think they look at it like the Marvel movies. Like, look, every Marvel character is getting their own movie, but, like, you gotta remember, they're all in one timeline, all leading to one event.
Yeah,
they're getting their movies because it's all telling one cohesive story.
Exactly, and don't fucking tell me, now I'm getting mad. The general movie going public, when you say, cool, there's a Han Solo movie coming out, there's a lot of people going, I thought Han Solo was dead. Oh, it's a prequel?
No, you're... Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, that's what I was going to say.
No, it's true.
Don't assume that everybody in the world is just a Star Wars expert who's foaming at the mouth.
No, the average person, people I work with and asked, are you going to be seeing Han Solo or Solo as Star? No, some of them even were like, no, I heard that was bad. And it's weird to be saying we love this so much that we want less of it, but that's what we're saying. Like, give it.
Yeah. We
us
watch
less.
movies.
It's like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Wait, I want some. We watch movies at my work all the time, and we watch Star Wars movies, and there are multiple conversations with, like, the clients in our shop who are always confused about what Rogue One is. Where, like, I swear to God, every time Rogue One, or even like Force Awakens, anytime the new Star Wars films are on TV, people who are just general, like, movie-going public who aren't just, like, huge Star Wars, they have no idea where these movies take place.
No. And it's because
everybody is. They don't know any of that shit.
Because for so long, you have the hardcore Star Wars fans who are super into the extended universe books saying, these could all be movies and they should do Knights of the Old Republic. And you can't forget that people want Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Mark Hamill, whoever, David Prowse, James Earl Jones. Like, there's a core story. Like, I think personally Star Wars would be better off reeling back on all of these spin-offs and just saying, we're going to finish out episode 9, we're going to take a deep breath, and then we are going to... Hi, Jake. We are going to take a couple years off and reassess. Maybe they launch a new trilogy with a new saga.
Yeah.
Maybe they say
Yeah,
we're going to
I
wait
agree.
10 years and we're going to do episode 10, 11, 12, or whatever.
Yeah, just
But-
take like a separation from Kathleen Kennedy. Take a break, then she'll come back and let everybody just.
But it's not going to happen.
Think
They're
through-
gonna.
no,
it's
not.
a giant deal. It's going to keep going. So the question is, do you think she will be stepping down? I'm going to vote. My vote is no. Abby?
I mean, the fact that there's rumors that are being reported on makes me feel like there's enough reason that it could happen, and I'm going to say yes. I think it's going to happen.
Wow. Jake?
Yeah.
I didn't want to
I'm also
break.
gonna say yes.
Oh, man. Well, she's leaving because they called me earlier and they said we were actually the deciding factor.
They're listening.
Oh, shit!
She's gone.
I
Pantsuits
killed
for
Star
everybody.
Wars.
Oh, shit. Good
No,
job.
I mean, listen, we all have a deep affinity for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
We all just booked our trip for Star Wars Celebration. Mm-hmm. We love it. I love Star Wars unconditionally, but that doesn't mean, we got to talk about it. We got to say, listen, for all we know, there's a chance the Rian Johnson trilogy could be incredible. There's a chance that I don't have their names in front of me, but the producers from Game of Thrones, they could be doing something amazing. Same with the live action show, but let's get through episode 9 before we start getting crazy. Like
I agree.
let's make episode 9 phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
unequivocally like a great experience. And then I still we can wrap it up. I still think out of all the spin-off movies, an Obi-Wan movie is not a bad idea because the generation that came up with the prequels is in that, 20 to 25, 30-year-old range right now.
Yeah.
Nostalgia plays a part of it.
That's one that's gonna work for everybody.
That would work.
maybe.
If you see Ewan McGregor on screen as Obi-Wan, Star Wars fans are going to go see that movie.
I think so.
Yeah, you've hit a nerve with that.
You hit a nerve. If this Han Solo movie, if it would have been Harrison Ford with technology to de-age him, this movie would be so big.
Yeah.
So there's my stance.
Yeah.
There's my
There it
stance.
Not having that recognition, it sucks. Yeah.
There it is.
Also, Craig looks a lot like Ewan McGregor, so I think they should do that movie
Great.
too.
Give the audience a chance to be like, no, the fuck he doesn't. You got to remember we're on camera now.
Yeah, we have a camera now. This guy.
You know what? A lot of people have
Alright.
never seen me, but I look remarkably like Richard Gere circa 1987. All right, we're going to wrap it up. We covered a lot of ground. We got some fun stuff coming up. Wink, wink. We'll be talking about very soon.
Oh yeah.
Well, we can't say a word.
Yes, maybe
Listen.
I don't know what that was.
If you want to check us out, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Search Yes Have Some Podcast on YouTube. Find us, subscribe, tell your friends, tell a coworker, tell anybody you want.
Tell your parents.
Don't tell your parents. We're very offensive.
Don't tell your parents about us.
We're on iTunes.
Don't tell my parents.
Yeah.
Don't, please.
We are on
Someone just tell my parents.
iTunes. Yes Have Some Podcast. Search, subscribe, and please make sure you leave us a review. We love your reviews. We love hearing your feedback. Do it. Whatever podcast application that you use, whether it's Downcast app or Podbean or any of those, make sure that you subscribe. That way you can get those episodes automatically. Or check us out on YouTube or Spotify. You can download our episodes. We are on social media at YHS Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Again, that's at YHS Podcast. And then the official Facebook page is facebook.com/YesHaveSomeCast. The official discussion. Guys, it's too much. You're going to find us.
We are so
If you get on Google and search Yes Have Some, you'll see it.
Kitten lights.
Cool. For Abigail Gardner and Jacob Walsh, did y'all have anything else before we wrap this up?
Not that I can think of.
Nope.
Kathy Kennedy, good luck. Thanks for Gremlins. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. Hey, I didn't do
Daniel
any.
Plainview.
I didn't do any impressions this week.
You really did.
Oh boy. Let's
Here we
end the
go.
episode before you
Wait, GB Day's coming up, guys, so just save them.
Hey, come on, Marty. What? We gotta get you back, Marty.
Okay, good.
That's good.
Yeah.
What happens in the future?
Yeah.
Dads become assholes or something?